got other tools, other techniques as well. Some of them are owned to or kind of specific and they're proprietary to Scrum, and some of them are actually kind of embraced and they're adopted from some other methodologies. Again, if you talk about the spirit of Scrum and what is Scrum really trying to do, is a continuous development, is a continuous integration. Whatever has been done, you integrate that all the pieces together. Just because we have got the item list and item details page done at the end of the release one, is it fine we just leave it and then start afresh with the shopping cart functionality by release 2? No, we need to integrate that, right? It needs to work as one unit, and on the top of it we need to deliver the next functionality. So it's actually growing this, it's actually growing continuously, and you're delivering continuously. We've had a look at that example, right? We're talking about the phased wise delivery and development, integration, delivery. It's all continuous. It's not just one big bang, okay, see you later then. No, it's not like that. You actually have got that continuous integration, continuous interaction with the customers and users. And for that, what does Scrum really rely on? It's called the PDCA cycle, right? Plan, do, check, act. The transparency, inspection, and adaptation cycle. It's the technique that they relied on. That's how it actually is iterative and incremental. And then we had to look at the product backlog, the release backlog, and the sprint backlog, right? So release backlog is not something different. It's a term that I like to use because you actually have a better idea in terms of the releases. So, but Scrum just says product backlog and sprint backlog. There's no release backlog in Scrum, but I would like to just have, this is my way of using it. So the product owners could actually come up with a release. So then the team has got a better idea as to what they're working, which direction they're going to. So they say that, okay, by by the end of this December, by the 15th of December, I want to launch this one, the catalog functionality, for example, the item catalog with all the items shown and then the details and everything. So they know how what they expected to work on the next sprint, or at least they can have some ideas. And that's why I would have something called a release backlog, which is a subset of the product backlog. And then from the release backlog, you actually get the sprint backlog. The sprint backlog, again, is basically owned and updated and managed by the team. And this is the huge laundry list of the product backlog. It grows and grows and grows. As I said, there were at one point of time 1,200 just in about 3 months, and then it grew to the backlog that I managed. It actually grew to about 6,700 or something items in a span of 18 months, 1.5 years. So that was a 6,750 items or so in a span of 1.5 years. Then it's not as if you're delivering all of that at one go, right? We prioritize, we complete them, and then we rework and we add more items. And that's why it's called items or features, right? Features, tasks, defects, items. So these are all, this could be a user story, it could be a feature, epic, defect, it could be a task, technical task, it could be a change or improvement of the previous feature. All of that comes into backlog. And that's why these are called PBI, product backlog items. They move into the release backlog, which is again managed by the product owner, and then goes into the sprint backlog. So, and then again, the reason why I mentioned this one is because at this stage, you're just talking about a feature. You're talking very high level. I want an administrative feature. I want to have a shopping cart feature. I want to have a catalog feature. So you're saying only at that level, very, very high level, no detailing at all. But then when you get to the next level, you're actually breaking that cart, for example, shopping cart or catalog into further detailing. So what does a catalog really mean? It means I should be able to show the items as a list. And when I click on an item, I should actually get to see the item details page, which means I should be able to see the details of which item I'm going to purchase or what the item is all about, images of item, the videos of the item, all that stuff, right? So that is what is a catalog, right? So at the first stage, you don't have to have that level of detail initially, but then you go into the sprints and into the release, and then by the time you actually get to the sprint backlog, you can't just say, I want to have a catalog. Go on, guys, go and develop. I need a catalog. If you say that, they would actually ask, what is a catalog? What do you really want? Give us some ideas, what you really want. What do you mean by catalog? How should it look like? How should it work? What should it have? So instead of asking that question by themselves, why do you want to actually come up with the detailing to break up this whole thing, the catalog, into those pages. So we'll break that big, huge feature called catalog and into the epics and then the stories. And that's what goes into the stories, right? Item catalog, item list, item list page, item details page, item photo, show the item photo, show the item 360-degree view, right? So all of these are basically the stories. So you actually are getting into the details of that implementation. And that's what gets done with the with this kind of breakdown, with the subsequent breakdown of epic, user story, and the task. So the user story could be, I want to have a look at the item details page so that I can actually make a decision whether I like this item to be added to the cart. And then the task could be, if you want to show that, we need to get access to the database. We need to get the photos of the items to be shown. We need to have videos of the item to be shown on the page, right? So we need to get that from the database, connect to the database, get those items, and then show.